Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another week at From Vision to Legacy. I'm your host, Erica Marie. And this week, we're going to talk about the truth of starting with limited resources. Okay. Now, if you've been holding off on building wealth or starting your wealth building journey, or even starting your business because you don't have enough right now, this video is for you. Okay. First off, let me just say that success is not a straight line. It's not. You don't go from 0 to 100 or a million or whatever overnight. You don't get there by walking a straight line or starting from 0 and going up to, a million. It's not like those thermometers that you see at fundraisers, right? Where their thermometer's steady going up or whatever icon they decide to use, where it's steadily going up every time they get money. It doesn't work that quickly. And there will be ups and downs. Okay. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. The key is to not get stuck in the lows. Okay. Quick example for you guys: seasons change, right? People change, people evolve. Our kids change, they grow, they get older, they get wiser, they start looking like one parent over the other or become their own person, right? And don't look like either of you, right? Everything changes over time. It's life. Success is no different. Okay. So you're going to have highs and lows, ups and downs. So instead of a straight line, it's either going to be a zigzag line or it might be like, some swirls or looking like some hills or something. All right. So that being said, I'm going to talk to you guys about 5 key things around this topic of the truth about starting with limited resources because y'all know I'm going to give you all the real, not just all the fluff, not just all the positive, but I want you to really be prepared for what this journey requires because it ain't built for everybody and everybody's not built for it, right? So, number one, focus on what you can do, not what you can't. Okay. Most people stay stuck because they focus on lack instead of leverage. Okay. So if you don't have any money, or if you have like $100 in your bank account, all right, I'm gonna give you a specific example. You have a choice. You could be like, oh, I only have $100. I can't do anything. I'm broke, right? Keep repeating that story to yourself. Or that keeps you in the lack mindset, right? Or you can be like, how can I best use this $100 to get me closer to my vision, right? Or one step closer to my vision. Or any other goal that you have at that moment, right? How can I best use this $100 to help me get where I want to be or do what needs to be done? Now you're focusing on leveraging that $100 instead of just thinking about the fact that you don't have that much money. It's only $100, right? But it also kind of goes into mindset. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm broke, I only have $100. Oh my gosh. Like you're going to be living in that and your energy is going to exude that, right? And you're going to keep attracting less money your way. Yes, you can attract less money, right? So if you're dwelling on the fact that you only have $100 in your bank account and you're not being grateful that you have that $100 because there's people who don't have anything. There's people who could be negative $100 in their bank account right now, right? Because they had to choose between food and meds or housing and clothes or whatever the case may be, right? However much you have doesn't matter. It's what you do with it that matters. So if you're focusing on being broke, you're going to stay broke, right? If you reframe it just a little bit, and instead of saying, I only have $100, I can't afford this right now, you could say, what can I afford right now? Or how can I use this $100 to my advantage? Just reframe it, right? Make it work for you. Leverage that $100 instead of seeing it as a lack. Okay. It's actually a gain. You're in a better position than a lot of others. All right. Number two, small, consistent action builds big momentum. The secret, it's not about massive moves, making really big moves all the time, right? It's about consistency and those small steps forward that you take every single day without fail. Okay, let me give you an example and we're going to go back to money. Okay, say you have $10. You can either spend that $10 or you can save it, put it in your savings account and allow it to earn interest. Let's say you choose option B. You decided to put it in your savings account so it can gain interest. In 10 years, that same $10 is going to be worth a lot more than if you had not saved it at all or didn't put it in that savings account. Make sense? Like if you just kept it in your checking account where it didn't earn interest. So just think about it this way. If you only take action when things are perfect, like, oh, I'm only going to save money if I have extra, right? That's an example, a real world example. You'll never take action because you're never going to feel like you have extra if you're stuck in that lack mindset. If you're focused on how little you do have, you're going to do your best to hold on to it, right? You're not going to think to put it in your savings account, right? You're not going to think like, oh, if I just put $1 a day or $1 a week or whatever, like over time, that adds up. These are small things you can do. Commit to saving $5 a week moving forward, right? By the end of the month, you're at $20 already. Or maybe $5 every 2 weeks, whatever feels comfortable for you. Start small, but start and then continue to build on that. Okay. Number 3, expect highs and lows, but keep moving. Okay. Just like in life, business and wealth building have seasons, okay? You will have periods of rapid growth, right? That's considered a high. Periods where it feels like nothing is working, right? That's a low. And most people quit during the lows, but that's when the biggest breakthroughs happen. When you have to sit in that low and figure out and strategize and think about how you can get out, that's when you have your breakthroughs. That's when the best breakthroughs happen. That's when your creativity gets sparked, right? Success isn't just about like avoiding the lows, okay? It's about pushing through them and leveraging them to come out stronger on the other side. All right. Number 4, you need to build a resilient mindset so you don't get stuck. Okay. The difference between those who make it and those who don't, mindset plus action. So they're shifting their mindset and they're taking action, right? So here's some tips to help you build resilience because I understand it doesn't come naturally to everyone, right? But people who have been through a lot and have made it to the other side, that's how you build resiliency. But here's some tips, okay? Surround yourself with people who are also growing. Learn from people who have already pushed through a situation that you're in, right? Or something similar. Set micro goals for yourself, meaning just small, tiny goals, so you always have a next step. You could have a goal for every single day. Today, my goal is to post this video. Tomorrow, my goal is to make a short out of it, right? I'm just giving you an example, right? Those are small actions that you can take. Those are micro goals because those micro goals are going to build your confidence. They're going to boost your ego. And the more you check off those little micro goals that you achieved them, the more bolder you're going to get, the higher goals you're going to start setting, and the more progress you're going to make at the end of the day. Okay. And number 5, and this one is really important, you guys, be realistic with your timelines and give yourself grace. Okay. Unrealistic expectations can kill momentum faster than failure. Let me give you an example. Okay. I used to set unrealistic timelines for myself all of the time. I would be like, I need, X amount of dollars by X date, right? And it's usually like within a month, and it was an obscene amount of money, right? So it's like, it worked in my favor because it allowed me to push myself and kind of branch out and really go all in. But the downside was when I didn't hit that number by that date, because it wasn't realistic given my starting point, right? I had a major blow to my ego, to my confidence, to my ability to actually show up in my business and for my girls. Okay. So what did I learn from that? I'm going to tell you. Number 1, I learned that it was a form of self-sabotage. I was literally putting demands on myself that were unnecessary and unrealistic, and I would sabotage my efforts because when it didn't work out, I would be sent into a downward spiral. And a lot of times I got stuck there for weeks or months on end. So it really hindered my progress. But when I finally would come out of it, right? When I finally would have some sort of aha moment after dwelling on it for so long, and come back out and try again, I would come at it from a different angle. So I always learn things from that. However, it severely stunted my growth, right? It made it take way longer than it needed to. And I did that, right? Because I set these unrealistic expectations for myself. And then when I didn't achieve them, I felt like I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worthy. I had no friggin' idea what I was doing, right? That it was me. I was the problem. And I was just not in the way I was thinking. There was nothing wrong with my skill set. There was nothing wrong with my offers. It was just the pressure that I put on myself was too much. So, the biggest lesson when it comes to being realistic with your timeline and giving yourself grace when things don't work out as planned is sometimes they won't go as planned, right? And that's okay. You have to give yourself grace. Delays don't mean failure. You are not behind, you're actually right on time. And adjust your timeline if you need to, but never, 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 never quit on your vision. Only pivot or adjust or adapt or change direction, whatever you need to do, right? To make sure that you continue making that progress every single day. Don't give up on yourself. When I say give yourself grace, I just mean give yourself a break. You're human. Remember that you are human, that you have limits. Everyone does. Embrace those limits. Listen to your body. Don't push through. We live in this society where overworking yourself and being exhausted all the time is actually celebrated, right? It shouldn't be like that. It doesn't have to. And that's not what my program is about. That's not what this channel is about, right? Yes, it's going to take work to build wealth when you're starting from scratch. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be so many things that you have to overcome, but I promise you, you will come out of it on the other side better, stronger, wiser, and happier than ever before. Okay. So, that being said, thank you for joining me and answer this question. What is one thing you can do today to start moving forward with what you have right now? From wherever you're starting, what is one thing you can do today to start moving yourself forward? All right. So drop that in the comments below this video. Make sure you share this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and invite other people on this journey with us. And next week, we will talk about what is next week? Next week is legacy and lifestyle. We're going to talk about achieving balance in your work life and business life without the burnout. Okay. So that's what we're talking about next week. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you then. Bye.